can we just admire my beautiful little tiny Nutella? What up guys? So recently I went on a trip to Abu Dhabi and I had an absolutely amazing time. I spent a lot of time with like friends, I went to a lot of good food places, and I got to skeet shoot for the first time. If you haven't already watched the vlog from that trip, make sure to watch it. There'll be a link in the description box and I'll probably put like a little bubble thing here so you can go click and watch it. But today we're going to be talking about the reasons why I hate traveling. Now first of all, packing. Something we all have to do before we go on a trip, and to me it is one of the most annoying things ever. I'm one of them people who's extremely OCD. Like I write a specific list of everything I need to take and I'll triple check that list like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I still feel like I've forgotten something. And then what's even worse than that is when you actually forget something that you need to bring. Like I can't even tell you guys the countless times I've gone on a trip, even just outside of London, and I've forgotten my toothbrush. Especially because I'm one of them people that packs my bag the night before my travels. And the problem with packing a toothbrush is you can't pack it the night before because you need to use it in the morning. And even though I write that list, for some reason I just always forget my toothbrush. But see, that's something small because every country has toothbrushes, so you can always hop to like the local supermarket and get one. But what annoys me even more is when you forget something so important to your travels that you just can't do without. Luckily, I've never forgotten something as important as like my passport or my plane ticket, for example. But I have forgotten other important things. Like most recently when I traveled to Abu Dhabi, I completely forgot my charging cable for my GoPro because I was charging it the night before I was leaving. But it was really annoying because I wanted to edit the vlog before I arrived, but I couldn't because I didn't have the charging lead, and I need the charging lead to connect it to the computer. Also, on the topic of editing, I couldn't upload because the Wi-Fi in the hotel was absolutely abysmal. Like it was literally 0.7 megabytes per second. Like I can't explain to you how agonizingly slow that internet is. Like it would be much better to not have internet because literally it's like dangling a carrot in front of a donkey's face and then just taking it away from them. When I traveled back from Abu Dhabi to London, when I was on the plane, I was live tweeting because the plane, you know, offered Wi-Fi. So I paid like, I think it was like £4 to get 2 hours of Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi on the plane was 4 megabytes. How on earth is a hotel which has guests in and out and has a hardline cable connected to it can only get 0.7 megabytes? Yet when I'm on a plane traveling in the sky across countries, I'm getting 4 megabytes of internet. That's just an absolute joke. Also, talking about planes, most of the time before I fly, I don't sleep because I get really nervous that I'm going to miss the flight. So the moment I get on the plane, all I want to do is close my eyes and wake up at the destination. But that doesn't always happen because the neighbor next to me decides that they want to just tell me their life story. I don't mind sometimes because I'm like quite a social person, so when they want to just, you know, have a conversation, let me know about their kids' lives and stuff like that, I haven't got a problem. Like it's fine, you know, it's interesting. But when you just want to sleep and that person just keeps going on and on and on, and you give them those subtle hints like, you know, you start saying, you know, I'm gonna have a little rest now, and then you start closing your eyes and then they still ask you questions. That is the worst to me because I'm stuck next to that person. It's not like I can ask to move seats or I can just walk across the plane. Talking about neighbors, when the person next to you is extremely noisy, like I've had people sleep next to me on the plane that honestly, when they're snoring, it sounds like they're screaming like but hands down the worst thing about traveling is when they lose your bags. I've traveled a lot and I've been on many different airlines, and this has only happened to me once. But let me tell you about this experience I had when I traveled from London to Cairo. This was about give or take 4 or 5 years ago. And in my big bag, I had loads of gifts for my aunties and uncles that wanted stuff from London. And as well, I had a present for one of my cousins, which was a PS3. And all my stuff was in this big bag. It was literally full to the brim with all the clothes I had because I was gonna stay there for about 6 to 7 weeks. Anyway, when I arrived in Cairo, I was waiting by the baggage claim for a good 20 minutes, and then I started seeing, you know, the baggage belt stop, and I was thinking, oh my god, if it stopped, that must mean that my bag's not coming. So then I spoke to a security guard and he sent me to this office, and I spoke to them and they scanned like your stickers that you get when you know, check in the bags on the other side, and they told me the bag actually went to a different country, which was Libya. Now luckily for me, Libya is not too far from Egypt, so they said it would come either in the night time or the next morning, and it didn't. It basically ended up somehow going to a different airport in Egypt, in Luxor. So then they ended up having to transfer it from Luxor to Cairo. It took 5 whole days. I had no clothes, none of the gifts for my auntie and uncle, and a missing PS3 for my cousin. When it arrived, honestly, it was one of the most happiest moments ever. Like that literally was the highlight of the holiday. Like honestly, finding your bag after you thought it was completely lost and you're never gonna see it again, and then them deliver it to your door was amazing. Like it was honestly the best thing. So props to Egypt there who were able to sort it out. But overall, I absolutely love traveling, and I'm willing to take all these problems because the experiences you gain and the fun times you have and the memories you make when you go on holiday and you travel is honestly worth all these problems. That's the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a massive thumbs up, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. It would really mean a lot. And as well, make sure to let me know down in the comments below what one of your pet peeves about traveling is, whatever it may be, because I'm really interested. And I'll see you guys very soon. Karimchi out. I believe I can fly. Far Down with the remix.
I believe I can fly. Fuck you.